how would you describe your symptoms of FND? Like, what was it like for you to have FND symptoms before you joined the program?
It was very like stressful, and I felt like very like alone because we didn't know what was going on. We weren't sure like how to like even go about anything. So it was very like stressful, very lonely times and stuff, and just a lot of like I was down a lot, like mentally, just because I wanted to like it just to all be done, and I was tired of just being like in pain and just not having my normal life that I had before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was just very hard.
And what kind of symptoms did you have for FND before you started the program?
I had PNES, so I had seizures, and I also yeah, so I had seizures, and were like I was fully unconscious and like fully convulsing. So it was like I couldn't like communicate at all during them or anything. And then I also had like kind of like absent seizures too, where I would kind of just be dissociating. And like I for a little bit before that, I was having like not like I would go nonverbal,
Mm-hmm.
and but like I was fully conscious and everything, but I couldn't talk. And that's honestly I think the only ones I really had.
Which is a lot,
Yeah.
to say the least, right? And Jennifer, from a parent's perspective, what was it like for you to see Cali having these symptoms and to get to the diagnosis? I mean, it wasn't like, she had an episode or symptom and then got a diagnosis next day, right? So it was a
It was
journey.
it was a very long journey. We live in Nebraska, so definitely a very rural area where we live. There's only our population is only like 8,000. So we were in a small town, and it's an hour drive to get to a Walmart. Either way we leave town. So we're definitely a small town. So to get any medical knowledge of, I mean, because it's so rare, talked about whatever you want to say, but actually it's not. Um, and then to find someone who, with pediatrician, a neurologist for pediatrician or pediatrician, uh, it just was a long journey and very stressful, and not knowing what's happening to them, if it's actually damage to the brain or not, and then getting the FND diagnosis, which gives a relief, but then again it's not, because it's a whole nother level of knowledge that you have to learn you know so uh it's definitely well worth a class to take. You get
Mm,
so much knowledge from
mm,
this class. Very
absolutely.
pleased.
Absolutely. Which was my next question. But Jennifer, can you come closer to Cali so then your beautiful face is actually showing instead of
All
like,
right.
there you go. Lovely. Okay. So when you found the program, and this is a question for you, Kelly. How did you feel about it? Because you didn't know anything about me, and it was, I think, the neurologist who recommended, right, to reach out to me. But you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you knew everything about what you were getting into. So how did you feel about joining the program?
I was really like excited. I was like willing to try anything to like get some answers and get better. And also I was a little nervous just because of the like classes. I was kind of shy at first, and I was like scared, just because I've been going through like just feeling like very judged and lonely. So I was kind of scared, but first class I automatically felt like welcomed and everything.
Mm.
So it was like nervous, but excitement and finding like answers and stuff and a solution.
Great. And Jennifer, what about you? What was it like for you as a parent to join the program?
It was very welcoming. And I would say, like Callie said, I didn't feel like an outcast or like an oddball, I guess, because it was like there's someone who understands what I'm going through, or I have been through on the same in the same aspect. So uh, it was challenging for me and more nervous for me because, like Callie said, I'm not very nervous about like tests and school stuff because I have like test anxiety or whatever. But um it once I got into it into this second module, um it was a lot easier and calming for me. It it wasn't there to judge me, it's there to teach me. I didn't have to worry about being judged if I got it right or wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying?
1,000%. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Kelly, how are things on your end, just in general?
They've been pretty good recently. I haven't had episodes in over a month, and I'm getting back to like getting my schoolwork like done. It's just a different way than we thought in the beginning. Now I'm online, and then I'll have summer to work on it and hopefully get more caught up.
That's great. So is your plan for the next year is to go back to school as usual?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, this is just like kind of temporary for this last semester or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got it. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Jennifer,
Yes.
how have you been doing?
It's definitely been a challenge, of balancing everything. So I've had to learn how to do a lot of juggling, uh, and with my schedule and everything. But as far as I've seen a great improvement as far as like I feel like her mindset has changed a lot, I feel, which because I feel like in the beginning she was pretty low. And now she's out doing a lot more things with friends, even though it's not always when she's wanting to do things. But because friends are busy too.
Yeah.
But it's good that she's actually starting to get back out into life and living life.
And throughout the whole program, right? I mean, we're not done, yet,
Yeah.
but we've been through the journey, right? So there is a learning part and then practicing the skills and strategies and the coaching call, and then the community support, right? Yeah. Of all the things that you have gone through so far, Kelly, what did you find most helpful for
I
you?
think the calls, like the community,
Mm,
for me, like it was like it was like a lot of like support, and like it made me feel so welcomed and like not alone at all. And
mm,
like I just felt so like, yeah, just not alone. Like I felt so relieved that I wasn't the only one. And I like for a little bit, like I felt like I was crazy. Like I literally had like we had no idea what was going on. But I felt like I was like just like something was wrong with me. And I just learned that there's nothing wrong with me. It's like a lot of people have this experience and we're all going through the similar experiences and stuff. And a lot of things that I thought were just things that happened to me is actually like so many people relate to what we were like talking about in our calls and everything. It just felt like kind of like a family almost because it was like we all were just connecting through this experience of FND and stuff. So it was very
right.
like welcoming. And then um the kind of just yeah mainly just talking through the community brings out like some things that we have learned like in the modules, like sharing strategies and advice with each other, and like being able to ask questions that like other people might have gone through. So it's like getting that advice from someone who's experiencing the exact same thing. and just talking about, especially like with strategies and stuff on what works for like certain things, or like if I was just wanting to talk to somebody about my week or something, or just like a win I had, then I can just send it in the community and we all just, hype each other up and talk about our week and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Jennifer, what about you? What do you feel like was most helpful for you so far?
I feel like the 8 parenting uh self-care strategies were, or still are, I guess, something that I really needed to implement into my life. And so that plus the modules for the sleeping, that is one that I'm waiting to work with Cali on yet. But she's been doing pretty good on her own without having any rewards or anything. So I'm very pleased, but I feel like I just want to do it because of the rewards. The sleep. But I feel like the learning how to take care of yourself and actually letting go of some of the control, that they are able to do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, we talk a lot about doing the right thing with the right mindset, don't
yeah,
we? Right? In both teen and parent coaching calls. So it's not just about checking, the boxes, right? It is really
correct.
about figuring out what is the best, what is the most important thing for you. And it usually has both doing the right thing with the right mindset.
Yeah.
So yeah, letting go of, control is a big thing for parents. And then for you, Callie, I hope that you get the sense that you feel like you're getting the control back, to yourself. So this is the whole family, working as a team that has proven to be really helpful. And so I'm so, like really impressed with how well you guys are all doing. And then I don't mean to sound like everything is easy, right? Like we are going through ups and downs, yeah, because the recovery is never linear. But just fast forward from where you were before joining the program to where you are now. We talked about it, a little bit before this call, but Callie, how would you describe yourself? Like, where are you right now with the recovery and in progress?
Right now, I think I'm in like the healthiest, still not like too like where I want to be, but
Mm.
way healthier mindset than I had been in years. And just my perspective on things and myself especially is like way better. Like we talked a lot about just instead of thinking of it such a negative thing, thinking of like the positives and what you can do better for like next time or stuff like that. And I've like just kind of like changed my mindset on, it's not like a it's not such a, how do you say, like a big thing if it happens. Like it happens, but I can still move on. And before I kind of like stayed on it. I was just dwelling on it.
Mm.
And so it was just like a mindset of my FND on having it such as a negative thing and always being terrified of like having an episode of and not being able to get through my day. But instead, now I think of step by step instead of trying to think of like such a long, big goal. I take it smaller pieces so that, and if I don't meet one of those pieces, that's okay. It's not a step back, it's just a little bump in the road, and I can keep going.
Talking about that true resilience, right? So, absolutely, yes, yeah. Did you expect this is what you were going to be learning?
No, not really. I was totally had no idea what I was getting into when we first started. I didn't know what to expect with anything.
And so now that you know what it's like to be in the program and what it's about, what would you say to other families, especially teens who are kind of on the fence, but they haven't joined the program just yet?
I think I would say it's worth a shot because that was my mindset going into it, even if it takes longer than, like, for us, I think it took a little longer than I was kind of hoping, because I was kind of still in that negative mindset. I just wanted it to be over. I didn't want to really have to do a whole bunch, but it's really worth it. And if you just give it a shot, it changed my life, especially like just, and it's not even like big changes, it's all the little things adding up to make that big change. And it's just has such a big impact on my life now. Like, I can actually get back to my normal life now. So I would definitely say, like, take the shot and give it a try. Very welcoming. It's not as scary as it may seem at first.
I would definitely say to, if you have any doubts, what is a doubt for your child? You know, I mean, you've did everything. I mean, so far, probably from several neurology appointments to, you know, so I feel like it's definitely worth the time and effort for you to go to. It does pretty much a 360 in your life. You'll be pleased.
And I am so proud of you to take that, right, like leap of faith and then trust, right, in this process, because sometimes it's not that easy, even though it can be simple, right? And so I think, we can all understand, where these other families are on the other side of that, program, right? Because we've been there. And I think that, sometimes they might need more time, more information. But at the end of the day, that you're right, Jennifer. It's really about the commitment, right? And then what's the alternative, right?
Correct.
What's the alternative? And then how much could we afford, to keep suffering, right? Without a solution. So absolutely. I'm very proud of you, both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the last, $1 million question. Do you feel like you're getting your daughter back?
I do.
Mm,
It's going to be a gradual one, but what do they say? You have to just sit back and enjoy the ride, right? It's
yeah,
about the journey. It's not about
exactly.
the complete end of it. It's about the journey getting there.
And then you guys are doing amazing job, both of you. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time again. And I am available as usual, just waiting, right? So I'll see you guys later. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Have a good
You too.
evening. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.